Today I'm going to read Robert Frost's poem, Wild Grapes. But first I would like to share that I grew up in New Hampshire, not far from Robert Frost's home. And as a child, I used to play in apple orchards filled with grapevines. The vines would grow across the trees, and sometimes when we got bored, we'd pull them apart and make Tarzan ropes. One particular memory I have is of making Tarzan ropes with my cousins and sisters across a vine and swinging for hours on end. This experience has given me a very good adult relationship with these cousins and, of course, my sisters. Now I would like to read Robert Frost's poem titled Wild Grapes. What a tree may not the fig be gathered from, and the grape may not be gathered from the birch. It's all you know, the grape or the birch. As a girl, gathered from the birch myself, equally with my weight in grapes one autumn, I ought to know what the tree the grape is of. I was born, I suppose, like anyone, and grew up to be a little boyish girl my brother could never leave at home. But that beginning was wiped out in fear the day I swung suspended with the grapes, and was come after like Eurydice, and brought down safely from the upper regions. And the life I live now is an extra life. I can waste as I please on whom I please. So if you see me celebrate 2 birthdays and give myself out of 2 different ages, one of them 5 years younger than I look, one day my brother led me through the glade where a white birch he knew of stood alone, wearing a thin headdress of pointed leaves, and heavy on her hair behind, against her neck an ornament of grapes. Grapes, I know grapes, from having seen them last summer. One bunch of them, and there began to be bunches all around me growing in white birches, the way they grow around Leif the Lucky German. Mostly as much beyond my lifted hands, though, as the moon used to seem when I was younger, and only freely to be had for climbing. My brother did the climbing, and at first threw me down grapes to miss and scatter, and have to hunt for in sweet fern and hardback, which gave him some time to himself eat, but not so much perhaps as a boy needed. So then, to make me wholly self-supporting, he climbed still higher and bent the tree down to earth, and put it in my hands to pick my own grapes. Here, take a tree top. I'll get down another. Hold on with all your might when I let go. I said I had the tree, but it wasn't true. The opposite was true. The tree had me. The minute it was left with me alone, it caught me up as if I were a fish, and it was the fishpole. So I was translated to the loud cries of my brother. Let go! Don't you know anything, you girl? Let go! But I, with something of a baby's grip, acquired ancestrally in just such trees, with wilder mothers than our wildest now, hung babies out on branches by the hands to wash, to dry, or tan. I don't know which. You'll have to ask an evolutionist. I held on uncomplainingly for my life. My brother tried to make me laugh to help me. What are you doing up there in those grapes? Don't be afraid. A few of them won't hurt you. I mean, they won't pick you if you don't them. Much danger of my picking anything. By that time, I was pretty well reduced to a philosophy of hang and let live. Now, you know how it feels, my brother said, to be a bunch of fox grapes, as they call them, that when it thinks it has escaped the fox by growing where it shouldn't be on a birch, where a fox wouldn't think to look for it, and if he looked and found it, couldn't reach it. But just then you and I come to gather it, only you have the advantage of the grapes. In one way, you have one more stem to cling by and promise more resistance to the picker. One by one, I lost off my hat and shoes, and still I clung. I let my head fall back and shut my eyes against the sun, my ears against my brother's nonsense. Drop, he said. I'll catch you in my arms, it isn't far. Standing in lengths of him it might not be. Drop, or I'll shake the tree and shake you down. Grim silence on my part as I sank lower. My small wrists stretched until they showed the banjo strings. Why, if she isn't serious about it. Hold tight a while till I think what to do. I'll bend down the tree and let you down by it. I don't know much about the letting down, but once I felt the ground with my stocking feet and the world came revolving back to me, I know I looked long at my curled up fingers before I straightened them and brushed the bark off. My brother said, Don't you weigh anything? Try to weigh something next time so you won't be run off by birch trees into space. It wasn't my not weighing anything, so much as my not knowing anything. My brother had been nearer right before. I had not taken the first step in knowledge. I had not learned to let go with the hands, as I still had not learned to with the heart, and I have no wish to with the heart, nor need. That all I can see, the mind is not the heart. I may not live as I know others live, to wish in vain to let go with my mind. Of cares at night to sleep, but nothing tells me that I need to learn to let go with the heart. And that concludes my reading of Wild Grapes by Robert Frost.